School.
Oh, I like that.
Thank you. I was just improvising that song.
Thanks for bringing me to your locker. Did you leave me a message in there?
Hey, girl, you know I love you.
Can I find a note in my trapper keeper?
I still have love notes that I gave girls that they read on the bus in front of everybody.
Unbelievable. It's back to school all week on New York Living. Time to put away your phones. That's it. Starting the school year, all internet-enabled devices like cell phones, tablets, smartwatches will no longer be allowed to be used during the school day by students. As you can imagine, some parents are up in arms about the ban. Others are thrilled. The question I knew you were asking, how do parents now handle screen time with this new policy? Look at this.
Joining us with answers is psychotherapist and author of Disconnected, How to Protect Your Kids from the Harmful Effects of Device Dependency. Tom Kersting is here. This is a hot topic, man.
It's been for a long time.
Everybody's a buzz. Everybody's agog. I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
It has nothing to do with anything we're talking about, but I like the way it rolls off the tongue.
You're welcome.
You're the expert psychotherapist. Is this a good idea to ban?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I have been advocating for this for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to work at a school and I have my private counseling practice, but I did a lecture. I lecture all over. I did a lecture in the spring at a school, and they timed the lecture with their ban on smartphones in school. 2 days. 2 days in, right, when I'm there, teachers came up to me and said that in the 2-day period, that they had already seen transformation.
Of course.
Kids talking in the cafeteria.
I'm not surprised. Yeah.
You know, quieter kids all of a sudden not quiet, raising their hands in class. So hugely important.
Who is this harder for, the parents or the students?
So here's the deal, you ready? So the reason why schools have been apprehensive is because of the parents. It's become the umbilical cord between the parent and the child. What if there's an emergency? That's the number one thing I always hear when I'm
that I get, that I understand.
But even if there is an emergency, like we think of school, what are you going to do? Throw on a Superman cape and go flying in?
Right.
So it's become like this lifeline between parent and child. Like parents want to know every single detail where their kids are all day long. And what that actually does is it sort of transmits anxiety on that kid.
Right.
I was in a cafe. I mean, every time I go out anywhere, to a restaurant or anywhere, there's families, and none of them are talking. They're all on their individual devices. Are we too far? Are we gone into the red zone where it's like a drug, taking away a drug from somebody? Like, is it going to be way too impossible to take away these devices?
We're already there, you know. So because all the apps and the video games and all that stuff, it's designed to target the pleasure-seeking part of the brain that produces the dopamine. So kids essentially are walking around all day with like a never-ending dopamine drug.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've seen this stuff. When you take the phone or video game system away from the kid, the reaction, it's like oppositional defiant craziness,
Right.
you know, on steroids. I could, tell you crazy stories. You know, kids, 12-year-old kids get physical with their mom.
Oh yeah. Totally.
So it's a withdrawal.
Right. You mentioned the school where you spoke, where the faculty said, we saw a market difference within 2 days. What other data is out there? Because I think, New York State and New York City has one of the most robust and complicated school systems in the entire country. Children from all walks of life, how is this going to be successful based on the data that you know?
So some of the literature that I've seen, there are schools that have done this already, okay, a couple years back. Schools that have eliminated the smartphones, all right, so what they are seeing is a substantial increase in test scores, far fewer disciplinary infractions, far fewer mental health episodes during the school day, and a substantial increase in social and emotional skills.
Okay.
How did we get to this point? What is the cause of all of this, basically? I always say it's lazy parenting, but I know there's some kids that require some kind of distracting, whether there's kids on the spectrum or whatever it is. But I know the majority of people are just like, I don't want to deal with you right now. Here's the night. Is that what it is?
Well, that's part of it. It's also a social conformity. All right. So like when I give lectures, I'll ask the crowd, if it's parents, I'm speaking at night, and I'll say, raise your hand if you think it's smart for an 11-year-old to have a smartphone. So nobody's ever raised their hand.
Yeah.
And then I go on to say to the crowd, well, what if I told you that the average age of first smartphone issuance is 10 and a half years old?
It's crazy.
So everyone in here thinks it's a bad idea, but we do it anyway.
Right.
And that's because that's how human beings operate. We see what everybody else is doing, and we sort of unconsciously just follow the crowd. So I've been advocating for a reversal, a healthier social conformity, like, something I have in my book, Disconnected. I call it the phone-free school pledge, where parents get together when kids are in kindergarten, sign a pledge and say, I'm not purchasing a phone for my child until late adolescence.
Right.
25 years old. That's all my kids.
Like that.
Right, exactly. What suggestions do you have for folks at home who are watching right now? we're going to have this ban put in place in just a few weeks?
Yeah, just, it's going to be difficult for some of the parents, right? But I think, it takes about 30 days for that brain to reset that dopamine balance. They're going to see, I had a kid in my office yesterday, my private practice, that just got back from camp. And this kid, a tech 14-year-old, spends a lot of time. In 6 weeks of camp, this kid was a different kid.
Yeah,
When he came back, he's like, I am going to try my best to dial back on screen use. And the reason for that is the camps don't allow the phones.
Right.
And when I ask kids when I come back, what was your favorite part of camp, the best part? The number one answer I get is not having my smartphone.
Yeah.
Because they experience something that human beings inherently create, and that's the dialogue, making memories around the fire and in the camp, and stuff like that, and forming these friendships.
So give yourself some grace, families. It's going to take about 30 days for everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
like
maybe
rehab.
sooner, maybe sooner.
Right.
But it's going to be for the better, and we want to hope that this cell phone ban in school spills into the households, and we get families back around the dinner table and stuff.
Playing board games.
More payphones too.
Oh my God!
We got to bring back the payphone.
I know. You see young people
And
nowadays;
quarters.
they take pictures of.
What
is this? What is that?
What is this relic?
Crazy.
So how much time ideally should a child be spending on a device?
Well, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics, and this is for entertainment purposes only, they recommend no more than an hour a day for kids 2 and under, and no more than, 0 hours a day for children 2 and under, and children between the ages of 2 and 8, no more than 1 hour, and anybody over the age of 8, no more than 2 hours. Very ambitious.
Right.
Because it's about 8 or 9 hours a day that kids are spending on screens today.
That's insane.
And with that,
Go outside.
I know. Go outside.
We
breathe
were
some
fine.
fresh
We didn't
air.
have anything. We were great.
It was fantastic.
Bike
Running around
ride
the
all
neighborhood.
day.
Yep. Mom would yell out,
Yep.
Tommy, Joey, Gary, Peggy,
Yeah.
time for dinner.
I'm glad you remember all the names.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Always great to see you. Thank you so much. If you need guidance, pick up a copy of Tom's book. Do yourself a favor. Disconnected: How to Protect Your Kids from the Harmful Effects of Device Dependency. Get it wherever books are sold.